Hello, greetings, fellow human beings. It's your girl Elena Marie, and today we have a Q&A on the topic of post-grad / motherhood. So I posted on my Facebook page, asked me any questions for my Q&A video, and today we are finally about to answer those questions. So our first question is going to be, what's life like now post-college compared to your original plan? That is actually a good question. When I was in college, I thought that I would have like a super big or high paying job right after college, and that actually wasn't the case. During my last year, I had said that I wanted to have a kid by the end of 2023, and that's what I did. So actually I started focusing more on motherhood while I was in college. I thought that I would be like super career driven and super school driven. I feel like I am a mother first and then like a career woman second. Right now at this point in my life, like I'm finally getting somewhere. Job update. In my Sunday reset reflection video, I was telling you guys about how I was job hunting and how stressful that was. Well, your girl actually did get a job. Now, I do have 2 remote jobs right now. They're both research assistant and research consultant jobs, but this new job I have is a clinical research coordinator. I'm not gonna lie, at first I got rejected, but then I looked on Reddit and said, are you supposed to reply to your rejection letters? Because the first job I got rejected from, I was too like butthurt to even reply. I replied to this lady and she made a position for me. So say hi. Hi. But yeah, that's my daughter right there. What made you want to get locks? Actually, my boyfriend had got locks. They just seemed really cool. I was seeing a whole bunch of videos on them, and then like, ooh, I'm not gonna lie, these questions are really making me like think back like in my brain. These questions are not things that I just casually think about. Yeah, so my boyfriend got locks, and I guess I just decided to get them just to try it out. And then I remember combing my loose natural hair and just getting like super mad because it used to be just like so tangled and everything. At least with locks, I could actually see some type of retention in my length. When you're loose natural, your hair just shrinks up and you can never see how long it is unless you straighten your hair, but then you get heat damage. So I just decided to lock up. Let me give y'all a close up of the hairstyle. I did this myself. It's just a retwist with 2-strand twists. I gave myself a little bob. I was always doing braids, so I'm like, I'd rather just have length but it be my own hair. What's your favorite part about being a mom? I think my favorite part about being a mom is just being able to experience that mother-daughter relationship, because my mom wasn't really in my life, and then she passed away when I was around between 6 and 7. Not to get emotional. It's just experiencing that relationship in general, and just always having her around and watching her grow, giving her little kisses and hugs. And I would say when she goes to sleep on my chest, that's probably like the cutest, warmest part. What's the hardest part about being a mom? The hardest part about being a mom, I would say, is that I don't want anyone watching her, and then that leaves me with like no babysitter, or like when I'm trying to do stuff like this and she's right here like trying to get the plant and stuff. I would say like always wanting her around but low-key needing a babysitter, but wanting to be the one that babysits her so I can see that she's safe, and I'm scared of someone else like neglecting or abusing her. Knock on wood. Like, I don't think that would happen. What's something new you've learned about yourself since becoming a mom? How territorial I am. I didn't expect myself to be like that. When I was growing up, I was like super shy and timid. I had a lot of social anxiety, and don't get me wrong, I still have that now. It led me to believe that I don't know how to speak up for myself, and that I would just keep being like a pushover and a people pleaser and stuff like that. Since I became a mom, like I speak up for myself. I advocate for myself. I don't people please really much ever anymore. Like I can say no, and I put my foot down, and I just stand on business now. I feel like ever since I became like 17, I was like, I'm grown, but I wasn't really grown. How are you balancing motherhood with wellness, adulting, and a social life? I actually struggle with this a lot. I am a person who tends to like pour my all into anything that I'm doing. So for wellness, I actually use YouTube. There are like a handful of creators that make really good content that focus around self-care, motherhood, and just being an elevated woman. I am going to give you the names of those content creators that I watch. One is Maya Graves. She makes very wonderful content. She actually brought to my attention the importance of self-care and just giving giving yourself like spa days, making yourself look presentable. She wants to look cute for Jesus, and I never thought about it that way. Maya Graves, another one is Maya Galore. She has a daughter. Maya Graves also has a daughter. I like to watch women with daughters because it's like we're in the same boat. She makes really good elevated content. She does her own nails, she does her hair, she does her makeup. Another one is Jazz Turner. She doesn't have kids, but she makes very good elevated content. And Dime Galore. They just gave me like an example of what it looks like to put on a face mask, or go get your nails done, go get your toes done, do your own hair, do your own lashes, do your own eyebrows, stuff like that. And then adulting. I feel like adulting is ingrained with motherhood. Like, in order to be a good mother, you have to be good at adulting. But that's something that I've had since I was like 15. Going to college really prepped me in terms of adulting, because you're just in control of getting to class every day, eating for yourself every day, and making sure your bills are paid, your finances are in order. So college really helped me with that. And then just having responsibilities from a young age. How are you balancing motherhood with a social life? I don't. If you have any tips for me on how to balance motherhood with a social life, I would really appreciate that. Do you think you would lock your daughter's hair for any reason? At first, I said that I was gonna lock her hair around the age of 5, but the other day I kind of realized like I'm not gonna make that decision for her. I had to change locations because my daughter is sleeping in my room. Things you're looking forward to as a mom/girl mom. I like to shop, so in the future when I get more money, I look forward to taking her shopping with me. And then I also just said this yesterday, I'm looking forward to showing her all my favorite foods and just seeing like, is she gonna like them just as much as me, or is she not gonna like them? Getting her dressed up and putting bows in her hair. Right now she like takes bows off of her hair if we put them on there. I feel like she'll look cute in those. Next question is, how is it for you having different responsibilities at a young age? The first thing that comes to mind is sitting out on outside activities, like not being able to do all the parties and all the trips and stuff because you're prioritizing your everyday lifestyle. I do feel like I am healthier in a way that I've incorporated a lot of whole foods. I don't think too much of it now, but that is a part of my identity. So when I upload videos, like I'll say like young mom diaries, because that's what I am. But if you were to ask me like how is it, normal but fun, because I know that when I get older, the things that I find hard now may become easier, and I might be better at things that I struggle with now. How often do you retwist or change styles? Nowadays I retwist like every 2 months, maybe a little bit longer than that, but I started off like retwisting every 3 to 4 months. The front of my hair, like right here, this hair only grows to about like that long. The only reason I retwist my hair every 2 months instead of every 3 to 4 months now is because the edges grow away from the locks. I wear a lot of scarves because I don't often have a retwist. Right now they're in 2 strands, and I feel like this is gonna maintain my style, so I'm just keeping these in until it looks rough up here, and then when I take these out it's gonna be crinkly. When that looks a mess, then I plan on like doing the same style over again. I don't really do too much styles because I feel like the length of my hair is kind of awkward right now. Do you do a graduate program, or are you involved in the community? I do not do a graduate program. That is something that's on the radar. I'm not at the stage where I'm ready to like balance such a big responsibility with the other responsibilities that I have. Am I involved in the community? Not as much as I would like to be. Right now I'm just like taking on roles that require me to be involved in the community. How is it like being a young mom? I feel like the videos on my channel probably show this. It's a lot of imposter syndrome because I feel like I'm not financially where I want to be yet. But when it comes to like throwing events and stuff and playing with her on the daily, I feel like I'm better equipped to like get down, play with her, chase her around. I feel like I'm fun in that way. How do you keep a balanced diet, including cheat days? LOL. That is actually kind of easy because my partner is like a hypochondriac, like a mild hypochondriac, and I have following tendencies. So when there's like a good cause meeting my brain, it's easy for me to attach myself to that. Like for example, like 2 years ago we were like vegetarian for a whole year. Like I take a lot of food advice from him. Like I'm always asking like, what do you want to eat today, or like what type of foods do you want from the grocery store, and he'd say like Whole Foods. So like if I see like fried chicken dipped dipped in gravy with bacon on top, I'ma want that. But he doesn't like stuff like that. And when I say bacon, I mean like turkey bacon. But he doesn't get tempted by that stuff, so I'll just pretty much cook what he wants to eat, and it just happens to be Whole Foods. That kind of just opened my eyes into like what we eat really impacts our health. Ever since we were vegetarian, and at the same time I was working at Whole Foods at the coffee bar right in front of the produce section, so like I would buy like one banana for like 19 cents or an apple for like 80 cents. It taught me like eating healthy is like very much accessible. It's not accessible when you overbuy produce that's gonna expire and then you have to throw it away and then you spent a lot of money on it. Like working at Whole Foods and my boyfriend really like just shaped that for me. I also do not want to get super out of shape, including cheat days or cheat days. I don't consider myself to have cheat days, but I do have a big sweet tooth. 2 or 3 days out the week, I'll have some type of snack that I like binge on. We'll have like mostly waters in the house or like buy pop like once a week, if that. And then I just make sure like the meals themselves are not like big back meals anymore. Having a big back meal for every single meal is what makes you big back, if that makes sense. You have to have like less than a handful of big back things throughout the week, and I would say like 80% has to be some type of good whole foods, and that's kept the balance for me. Yeah, I mean, I have results to show for it. I lost like 40 pounds since last October giving birth, so just make sure whole foods are what you eat mainly, and you should be okay. And I don't calorie count. Is being a young mom and being a graduate student difficult? I think my Facebook probably thinks I'm in like a graduate program, but the young mom part, I feel like the questions that I've answered before this kind of get to that. Yeah, being a young mom is difficult in the way that like when you're young, you still want to go out and do stuff. If you're like prioritizing your family structure and you're in a relationship, you can see how that would clash, you know, like you can't be moving like a single person and then you can't be moving like a non-parent. So it allows me to focus on the home more. I guess I would say like that's a benefit, but the hard part is just like forcing yourself to just be like super mature even when you're not like fully ready to be that mature. You have no choice but to be mature. That's like a good thing. Like I'm already past 21, so. Is the graduate community more welcoming than undergraduate? LOL, cannot answer that. What is your favorite cheat day meal? It changes. Like I have fixations and then I spam them. So my favorite cheat day meal right now is Culver's butter burger meals. They're right across the street from me. So I like a good cheeseburger, a good double cheeseburger with most of the toppings on it except for tomato and onion, because that makes your burger soggy. And then my favorite cheat day snack. Do you know what my favorite cheat day snack is? Cookies, yep. I eat a whole, that's not a flex, but I eat a whole like 12 pack in like 2 days. That's not good, but that's my favorite cheat day meals. If it's a cheat day meal, we're going out to get it. Like we don't even really fry foods anymore. I just started baking all the foods. And then what is your favorite mom hobby? Oh, YouTube. I think that's my favorite mom hobby. Like it allows me to like show her on the channel, but also focus on myself as being a mom. So definitely YouTube is like the #1 mom hobby. Hobbies is something that I need to like incorporate into my life to balance my wellness with motherhood and my social life and stuff like that. These have definitely been some thought-provoking questions. Thank y'all for challenging me to think. It really offered some introspection, and I've been very dedicated to filming this video. I'm glad I'm getting it to you. And if you made it this far, drop a handshake emoji in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, like the video, share the video, comment. Anything you do helps me a lot. But thank you for tuning in and watching the channel. Bye guys.